Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about call by value. So there are two ways to call a function. One of them is call by value and the other one is call by reference. In today's lecture, we're going to talk about call by value. Later on in this course, we're going also to talk about call by reference. So what is a call by value? So in a call by value, a copy of the actual parameter, the value passed to the function, is made and used inside the function. So any modification to the parameter inside the function do not affect the original value in the calling function. So when a function is called, the values of the arguments are copied into the function's parameter. So changes made to the parameter inside the function are local to the function and do not affect the original argument. And why is call by value is so important? Why is it so important? So the original values remain unchanged, which is useful when we don't want a function to modify our data. So basically, what it means is that when we are calling a function using a call by value method, if we are passing like two numbers to the function, these two numbers are copied here. There are certain tasks done here and the function result is obvious. Then whatever the modification inside this function is done is going to stay inside this function. So if num1 equals 10 and there are some modification here, still the num1 is going to stay equals to 10 in the main function. So whatever the modification is there. It's not going to affect the int main function. So here we are going to write a program where a function calculates the sum of two numbers. So the values passed to the function should not change in the main function. So when it says should not change in the main function, in the main program, we realize it's asking us to do a call by value. To do that, we have one main program here and one function here. So here in the main function, I am initializing two numbers like int num1 equals 10 and num2 equals 20. Then I call the function. When I call the function, I pass these two arguments, and these two arguments are integer, and they're not optional variables because they are not having the equal sign like the default parameters, like the optional parameters. So when we are calling this function, we must have both arguments, and we must have these two arguments being passed to this function. And the name of the function and the function is a void type. So in the function, it's very straightforward. We're going to say int sum is initialized and then the value a plus b is set to sum. Here we just mention whatever the integer we want to pass, but the name in the function is different. It's a and b. It could be anything. It's not important. So when num1 and num2 are passed here, num1 and num2 are going to replace int a and int b. Then it is going to do the addition, assign it to sum, and then see out the sum inside the function is and print the value of sum. Then we are going to modify value a and b. So in this way, we are modifying the values passed to the function, but they are going to stay there locally. In these a equal to b and b equals to b does not affect num1 and num2 because it's a call by value. In order to make sure after this function is finished and the sum is printed here and two modifications are done here, the sum is finished, then we go to the next line. So see out the value in the main function are still, we print num1 and we print num2 here and we return it. So let's run and see how it works. Okay, great. So We see that these two numbers are initialized and assigned values. Then we call the function, we go to the function, the addition is done, and the sum is printed. So it says the sum inside the function is 30. So the sum inside the function is 30. Here it means that 10 plus 20 is 30, so 30 is printed, and we are changing the value of A and B here. We are setting them to 0. However, when this function is finished, this line is finished, and then the program goes to this line. And when the program goes to this line, we will see that it says the value in the main are still 10 and 20. So these are the initial values set here. So these modifications are only for the local function and does not affect the main function. So this is the main purpose of calling by value. Uh, I would like to propose doing some exercises like this. So just solve and code this exercise yourself several times. In the next videos, we're going to solve some further exercises of call by value so we can see its importance.